In 2008, when I first arrived, the school was in pretty dire straits. I had a statutory intervention from the Ministry of Education, so that means the Ministry are actually in the school assisting the board to do whatever they need to do. There'd been 4 years worth of 1 year error reviews as well, so every year the school had been inspected by the inspectors and it still wasn't good and nothing had happened. There were a few financial issues, there were staff problems, there wasn't much learning at all. Also, the state of the actual physical environment was incredibly run down. The Ministry of Education were funding guards on the gate, so these two men would be standing out there all day, every day. Teachers weren't allowed to do duty on their own, they had to do it in pairs, and they had to walk around with walkie-talkies. So in our school, for example, we've got something like about 27% of our community are Samoan, 36% or 37% or so are Māori, and a big percentage of the rest are other Pacific Island nations, and we've got about 3% European. So before I started, I did quite a bit of surveying of staff to get some anecdotal information, a bit of data. To be passionate and innovative in a school, you've got to actually put the time in, and they weren't necessarily doing that, and that was a huge concern because the kids weren't going to be getting a fair deal otherwise. The first priority was to get kids engaged, was to excite them, to enthuse them, to make sure they knew what learning meant.
I love the school. It's got many multicultural activities to do, like PE, Samoan, culture pursuits, so many things that provide for us. From primary, I wasn't really active and didn't really participate, but this school has provided many opportunities, so it kind of forced me to go and participate.
I was able to disseminate, if you like, the leadership team of the time and to appoint a new leadership team a term after I had started. So they were people who I knew had skills, who were passionate, who were motivated, who understood perhaps how I worked, and I understood a bit about them. So they were the people that we needed to come on board to help mentor other staff who were still in the school and to effect the change that we had to do pretty smartly.
When Ian came, he sort of changed the management structure so that I didn't have to do everything by myself. I could just focus on the thing I was best at, which was behaviour, and other people were focused on learning and teaching. Someone else did operations, which is day-to-day management, that sort of thing.
We had to address the issues pretty smartly, so if someone came with an idea and it was going to be effective for kids, it was going to make a difference on them immediately, then we would always be saying, yes, let's do it. One of my key roles, I believe, is to make sure that the capacity of my leaders is sufficient enough for them to go off into their own school and to develop another enterprise in another school, in the sense that other kids in other parts of Auckland are getting the best deal possible as well. To talk about the big things that we've changed will be pretty hard because there's so many things we've changed. The energy and the pulse and the tone and the motivation within the people within our environment. We have changed the physical environment, which was pretty important. We needed staff and kids to feel proud of the place. We've changed the expectation around learning. What does it mean to be a successful learner? What does it mean to have achieved success? We have really started to notice the trends of those kids who have stayed with us from the beginning of year 7 and stayed with us right to the end of year 8, and their achievement levels are well above national standards, which is what we're aiming for in terms of academic achievement. We recently won the Prime Minister Education Awards for the year, and that was, there are 4 categories. One of them is engagement, and that's the category we won, and then the 4 winners of each of the different categories go into the pool to win the overall award. So we won the Supreme Prime Minister Award, which was quite exciting.
Very proud of the school.
And it's good for the kids, like really, really good for the kids.
The best way to make a difference in a school is to have passion, to put in the time, to be excited by what you're doing, to listen to other people, to scrimp all the ideas from all over the place, magpie stuff. None of us have all the ideas, none of us are Mr. or Mrs. Innovator on our own. We need to get as many ideas and make it fit the community we're in.